What's going on, people?
We are back. Another podcast.
Another day.
Yep.
Let's get it started.
I'm Reshma, by the way.
I'm Cav, if you've not watched it before.
And this is Car Park Convos. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the car.
The car. Yeah, the parked car.
Yep.
Anyway, today.
We have our Costas at the ready. You have one
Yup.
as well.
Coffee, what was it? What was it?
Oh, it's a vanilla coconut latte. It's actually really nice.
Yep, pretty good.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it.
Today we're going to chat about...
Productivity?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So we were like thinking we'll have a chat about productivity and then all related things, especially the reason I was saying this as well is because with the lockdown, etc., I feel like productivity has been such a big focus just because everyone has like so much time.
True.
Technically. Not everyone, actually. There's people out there who probably don't, but a lot of people have a lot of free time that they didn't before. That's what I meant.
No, you can always make time though. If you need to do something, then that's the whole point of being productive, right? You make time to do the things that you need to do.
I mean, yes, but let's say you had X amount of free time before, and then either you've been furloughed, or lockdown means your plans outside of maybe... Oh my God, I'm sorry.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, so the amount of free time you have had is increased for a lot of people. So therefore, I think productivity has really been a big focus. I think so, personally. Well,
I agree with you that productivity has increased because my own productivity has increased.
That's good.
We started this.
Yeah.
Okay, which is good. We both started separate YouTube channels.
Yes.
Which is good. What else have you done productivity-wise that's not work-related?
See, that's the question. So, basically, I haven't stopped working throughout this whole time. So I know a lot of people have been furloughed, a lot of people either laid off, which is unfortunate as well, but I've been working my regular hours, if not longer hours, and I've been working from home, which has unfortunately meant longer hours, just naturally.
Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, but it is what it is. So the only free time I really have is, like outside of work where I might be traveling or I might be seeing people, that sort of stuff I'm not doing. I have a small business that I've been working on.
Yeah.
So that's probably where I've been the most productive, other than maybe like creating content on YouTube or...
I feel this is the time to like make your business more like, come have a look at this stuff, because a lot of people are more indoors to see it.
That's also very, very true.
Because I've seen a lot of people promote their businesses, like their separate businesses, like either like Instagram, this and that. A lot more. I've seen a big spike, basically.
Yeah, no, I think that's twofold. Like, also, people maybe have had a bit more time, but also secondary, like even just starting small businesses. A lot of people have started something. Yeah. During the pandemic through 2020, and the secondary, also, that a lot of people are on their phones, they're looking, they're shopping, they're just doing stuff.
True.
Not out and about, so they're shopping. Yeah, so that's another reason why you would also do it. But I just think like the measure of productivity, I think. Not everyone can be super productive or has to have been super productive. I feel like it's a bit of a, yeah, you should use your time efficiently, but also people need to take time out and just relax and recharge. And
recharging is a big thing.
Which you should have been doing anyway
But some people, they just don't, because they're so machine driven to do what they're doing, and it's just like programmed into them.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to think about recharging unless it's sleep time.
Yeah.
But now I feel that having repeated the same thing over and over again for almost a year now, people realize maybe I just need to recharge and do something different. And a lot of people have been doing that by going for walks and stuff, I've realized. Because I see a lot of people walking on my walks. It depends which time I go. Normally if I go in the morning, there's no one there. But if I go in midday or something like that, there's just like a flock of people. It's funny because when I do my walks, I'll see someone across the road. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to cross. So I'll be crossing. The amount of times I cross the road is ridiculous.
Oh, you're such a nice person. I just walk and hopefully the other person crosses.
Oh,
or I just look the other way. So if I'm walking and there's someone here, I'm just like walking past like this.
Well, it's no different to before quarantine when people used to cross the road anyway, because sometimes they'll see a brown guy. I live in a white neighborhood, innit? I'm not saying they're all racist around here, but some people are just judgy, innit? So I'll be walking, me and my friend, across the road, right? We're both brown, so we'll be walking, and I kid you not, the amount of people that cross the road.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And every time I'm like, yo, let's cross the road before them.
But then what if you're both trying to cross the road at the same time, and then you're both just like, oh shit.
No. I'll clock them from a mile away, wherever it is, and I'll be like, you know what? Gag, let's cross the road. Come on, let's cross the road.
Oh.
So I'll cross the road before them.
You're such a good person.
No. This is before quarantine. Because I'm like, you're not gonna make you racist people ain't gonna cross the road before me. It's just funny. Not all of them like that though. Genuinely, like 90% of people, they're like, good morning, how are you? Da, da. I made friends doing that stuff. I've got morning friends now, you know.
Oh, you're old people.
Old people, yeah. Dog walkers. So yeah.
But I think going on walks is a key thing. I think everyone's kind of resorted to what can we do to make sure we get some daylight or get some exercise or just get out of the house. Is you go for a walk or a run or something.
True.
But that aside, so I think that's really good for your own mental health. But that aside, like I feel like I don't know whether it's just me and the people that I'm around. There's been such a focus on productivity. Oh, look what the content I've created. Look how many likes I've got. Look how many followers I've gained in this short time because I've done this. And it's like, yo, that's awesome. Like really, honestly, that's so cool. And that's beneficial for you, which is obviously a great thing. But it's so easy to get into that whole like comparison cycle where it's like, wow, you've done a lot in this time that you've had. Shit, I feel like I've not done that much. Not me per se, but you can feel like that.
But people have different lives. Remember that.
Yeah.
Like people will be like, oh, I've not done much, but you're not living the same life, you know. So why compare yourself to someone that you're not living the same life?
No, that's very true.
That's how I see it. I'm like, I don't live the same life as you. I don't need to be doing the same things as you, or the same level of productivity doesn't need to be on that level. You know, we're not all David Goggins and people like the motivation. I mean, speaking of like productivity, I've been watching a shit ton of YouTube videos on just like motivation.
But I think that's a different fact. If you feel unmotivated, then really you just need motivation.
Well, it's not so much motivation. It's more like, how do these people, the people that, okay, for example, The Rock, yeah, Dwayne Johnson, he is fucking hella busy. That guy, like, his day plan, right? Speaking of being productive, whatever. He wakes up at like 4 a.m. He'll do his cardio, he'll eat, then he'll do his second workout, right? And then he'll eat again, and then he'll do his family stuff, and then he'll go and film. And he's up at 4, yeah. I don't know what time this guy sleeps, but there is no excuse. I know we don't live the same life, but if someone busier than you can make time to do things that benefit their lives in a good way, like e.g. exercise, healthy life, then there really is no excuse. Not comparing, but there is no excuse to not do something. That's
definitely a good form of gaining motivation, is seeing. Sometimes people don't know how to plan like their day. Like I would never plan food into my day. Like, but on my normal weekdays, because I work, obviously I have meetings, so I put in a lunch break. I mean, it's a bit here and there whether I take it or not, but on a normal day-to-day basis, like on the weekends and stuff, I kind of have a vague plan of the day, but I don't fit like, I don't time plan, so I don't have like eat at this time or exercise at this time. I kind of have really rough ideas. But I think if I didn't, like I said, it's very different for me because I have like I still work an 8 to 6 or whatever, and I have to plan my day with meetings.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, you not just
otherwise,
plan around your meetings then?
So I do, yeah. So I obviously check where I have free time and stuff. But it's quite different. Like I think about people who don't have the same weekday that I do with work and meetings, etc. And I just can only relate to that in the sense of a weekend.
Yeah, sorry, that's my laptop.
But then I also like think weekends are like the only 2 days where I work on myself and my own stuff, and sometimes I need time to just like chill because I'm working Monday to Friday.
True. I mean, a lot of people like that, Monday to Friday, especially if you're in work mode. But I feel people are a little bit more laid. But I don't know what your work hectic schedule life is like at work. If it's still if you feel the same pressure as you would in an office.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh well, then you.
I feel more pressured at home because of the fact that I'm home. I feel like the need to prove that I'm working just as hard makes me work even harder. Whereas in the office, I might take more coffee breaks. I might go for not a walk, but I'll go here and then I'll start chatting to someone. But you're in the office, so you're like
office life.
Yeah.
I've never had an office life, so I couldn't even, picture that. I'd be like, okay.
I think a lot of people don't. And I think what this last year up till now has really shown is people who have, and like for me anyway, who have the 9 to 5 and then have life outside of that, versus the people who are self-employed and how their life is, just because it's just, you see more comparisons now than you maybe would have before. I just probably have more time to, that's all it is. It's interesting though, interesting.
Okay, well, what would you like to add to your list of productivity, apart from anything work related?
I think for me is planning ahead. So I do have like an agenda, like a diary, and I do have all my to-dos there. And then on the days where I know I'm super busy, I do time plan, like rough time plans.
Okay.
Of the day, just to make sure I get everything I need to done.
Well, that's good.
I'm used to doing it Monday to Friday anyway. Like I have to do that for work. But then I think my biggest kind of struggle is that because I do it Monday to Friday, sometimes I just need a break. And I have to allow myself to not feel guilty about taking that like break away from a really rigid like time plan and having a day where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm gonna get all this stuff done, but I don't have any time constraints. I don't have to eat at a certain time. I don't have to go to this meeting at a certain time, so I've got all this time to do this. But then like, yeah, just not feeling guilty about that, because I'm not feeling like, oh God, if I time planned, I could have gone all this year, but I haven't.
I mean, some people go for the extreme. They go from time planning, parts of their day, like morning, lunch, evening. I did a super extreme, like beginning quarantine, where I was like planning each hour of my day. And
how did you feel?
Horrible.
Did you? Sometimes you feel good for doing that.
I tell you what, doing every hour of your day is just not, it's not for me, okay? I can't be like, because I did it for a week, and I always was like, out of time. Not this, not that. It just never came together. Okay. I got everything I need to get done.
Yeah.
But it never was in the time that it was supposed to be done. Do you know what I mean? So
then it was just pointless for you to time plan.
Yeah, I'd rather, no, that was per hour. I was planning every hour.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd rather plan like morning, evening, lunchtime, like that kind of, blocks of 3 rather than blocks of 12 or whatever hours of the day is. Or for me now, all I do is I write a list of stuff I need to do in the day. Doesn't matter what order I do it in.
Yeah, you just have to do those things.
Tick it off my list.
Yeah. That's me normally, yeah.
And I'll do it in a way where, like, even if it's the smallest thing, like make your bed. Just tiny thing, because when you do one thing, you're tricking your brain to thinking you've accomplished something big, and it gives you a boost of serotonin where you're like, oh, I want to do more, do more. So little things like that. That's a tip for you guys. Write down small lists that you want to do. Small things like make your bed, cook breakfast, and just tick it off. As soon as you tick that off, you'll be like, oh my days, I feel really good, and you want to do more. So brain hack 101, Cab, get at me. That was my TED talk. Anyway, yeah, that's how I feel now. So I'll do my list and I'll just get on with the day.
Yeah.
And anything I do extra, that's on me. I feel good as long as I get my workouts done and I do some form of some form of creativity. I'm good for the day.
And what does your workout usually consist of?
So workouts at the moment are not saying non-existent, but I'm doing 100 press-ups a day minimum.
That's not non-existent.
Well, that's just normal. Like, it just comes naturally now. I'll just do it.
Okay.
But I did recently get a PT.
Okay.
Which I'm starting with this week coming up.
How are you doing that because of lockdown? How? And no gyms are open.
So with the PT, it's all online based. I will leave her details down below. Aileen PT. Hit her up. I'll leave her Instagram, and if you just want to DM her and find out information, great. She'll talk to you and tell you everything you need, because yesterday we had a good conversation about my weights, what I want to do, my equipment that I've got, and everything to do with that. So she's quite thorough, so definitely give her a shout if you guys are looking to get into shape.
And that's it, that she does it all on?
Yeah, it's all online, and it's all over email or be DMs, but at the end of the day, she's here to help. So my plan is I've got 3 months where I want to focus and just get my shit done, you know. I did it last year. I fell off the wagon, but because I know...
sick last year.
I
remember seeing him one time, and then I saw him the next time. I was like, who are you? He was like a different person.
Dude, I had a 4-pack. I was so happy. That was just through cardio, and I spoilt it all because of, I don't know what happened. But my mind is, I did it once, I can definitely do it again. So even with the help of the PT this time to keep me motivated, because I'm accountable, you know, and she's there as well to be like, don't you fucking fail. It's always good. I feel like it's always good to have someone behind you to be like, look, you're doing great. I've always been receptive to positive reinforcement, you know. But yeah, I feel workouts for me right now, health and fitness is kind of my main goal.
And what's good is I think like people need to class that as being productive.
Yes.
Like doing something that makes you money is great. Obviously it's necessary as well. But then doing stuff to better your health, mental or physical, is also key. And that counts as being productive as well.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you. Because you know what, mental health, especially in a time like this, is very important. This is why I talk about on my channel and stuff about mental health, and not mental health per se, but just to help people be more mindful in their thoughts and actions. That's what I'm trying to strive towards. So, and this channel as well. So even if it brings a smile to any of you guys' faces out there, a laugh, it helps, because I know if I laugh once a day, it makes me feel great.
For sure.
Better than crawling up in a ball and sitting in the corner somewhere, rocking back and forth.
I think what people fail to realise, everyone deals with situations differently. So like the current situation that everyone's in, some people might be like, doesn't faze them at all, because actually maybe before the lockdown, pandemic, whatever, they didn't do anything different. They probably worked at home alone. If you're self-employed, and you know, it might not have changed anything for you. In which case,
it didn't really. You know what? I'm that person.
There you go.
You know? I've stayed at home. I was doing my own thing. You know, I'd go to the library every now and again and sit in the library and just do my work. But apart from that, the majority of the time, I'd just be at home.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of people who weren't at home, so for them it's like a massive change. So then you not only have you got the time, but you're getting used to that big change in your life, which wasn't a choice. You know, so you've got different things to deal with. Everyone's dealing with different things, and this is all affected people differently. So I guess my point is, don't compare your situation, which we always say to other people's, but also your productivity level. And productivity is so different for different people.
And you know what? Social media has a big impact on that comparison thing, because you look at people on Instagram, especially Instagram, and be like, wow, they're living a life of leisure, and they're doing fuck all, and I'm here doing whatever. And I don't think like that anymore, right? Just putting it out there. But other people who haven't seen that side of themselves yet and accepted, you know, you don't have to compare, will see that and feel like they've not been doing shit with their life, you know. I've seen a lot of quotes saying people show the good on Instagram, but they never show the bad.
Which is so true.
It's so true.
So true. And if they do, it's very, very small, like tiny bits. And even then, the comparison, like what you see is not real.
I don't know. What bad have you seen on Instagram? I don't think I've seen any bad on Instagram.
I mean, like, let's just say someone, it's more like, oh, you know, heaven forbid anyone's like, car crash, if you have a car crash, like, oh shit, I had a car crash. Like, that's kind of a bad side, but it's not like the bad. No one goes, I'm really struggling with mental health today. Today I feel really down. Like, that's not what you see, not what I see anyway on my Instagram. I'm not saying that I'm going on Instagram to see that, but that's real life. And that's why I always say, like, Instagram isn't real life.
No, it's not.
I mean, I think we've said this before when we talked about social media. I was like, if anyone comes to me and they've like made assumptions based on my Instagram, I would just probably laugh, because that's like literally a tiny, tiny fraction of my life in a few pictures here and there. And that doesn't equate to knowing me at all.
It's almost, it goes back to the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, innit? You know, the Instagram is basically a bunch of covers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one knows the story behind the picture that you've taken. So they're just going to be like, oh, that cover looks amazing, or that cover looks fake as fuck, or blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there might be a deeper story between that, in between, you know, read between the lines.
I just don't think you should ever like judge anyone or make assumptions based on any of their social media. I just don't think that's, like I said, a true representation of anything.
No. I mean, so you should never judge it to begin with, right? Especially with social media or just people in general. But if you feel like you need to judge for yourself. Don't judge to others, because that's how, you know, it's just, I can't explain it. If I feel judgy about something, I don't feel judgy about it anymore. But before, I'd be like, oh, have you seen da 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 da? And that's how you start off with gossiping or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And that just brings a whole level of negativity around the people you're with and blah blah blah. So now if I feel like I want to say something, I'll accept it and be like, okay, this is how I feel about this particular picture or person, blah blah blah. That's probably not who they are. And you know, it's okay to feel the way you feel about something. Just don't say shit about it, because that's how you become very judgmental, if you start gossiping about it.
What if there's a picture of a celebrity that you don't know personally, you just know like their life based on social media or what you see on TV or something?
I've got a great example about this, but carry on.
Yeah, but you make a judgment based on something they post.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that your judgment will mean absolutely F all to them, because they'll never know you.
Yeah.
Or know about you. So is it still wrong to judge them? Or if I said to you, hey Kaveh, oh, look at this picture of the celebrity, haha. I'd make a comment.
No. Okay, everyone can have their own opinion on something, right? If they're never going to hear what you're going to say to them, then fair enough, say what you want. But if you carry on talking about it afterwards, like over and over again, then it's, you know, it's bugging you somehow.
Yeah.
You know, if you just point out the obvious, like, okay, example, love Uzi Vert, his music, I like his music, but when I saw him, he planted, you've not seen the picture?
Oh, the diamond
yeah.
Or whatever, some sort of...
Yeah, so I saw that and I was just, I burst out laughing. I was like, what the fuck?
I think most people did.
You know, and it was, how much is that, 24 million, I don't know, some jewel thing, whatever. And like, people make memes and stuff about it. You know, my own opinion is, what the fuck, right? What the fuck is this? It's hilarious, but he must have done it for a reason. He wants the attention. He wants the people. He wants people to talk about him.
Yeah.
Because some people post pictures because they want people to not judge, but to create a buzz.
Yeah.
You know, which creates judgment, which creates them more revenue. You know.
Yeah.
But if you're an average Joe, right? Just relax. You know.
I think being aware that if you're talking about something that doesn't actually impact you directly, and you don't know the person, or there's no impact at all, but you carry on talking about it and thinking about it, then there's something like, why are you doing that? Like, you have to have some stuff going on. Yeah, I think if you're still thinking about it and you're still like talking about it, even though it has absolutely no impact to you whatsoever, there's got to be kind of a reason. I would like to think that I have enough of my own crap going on that I don't have time to think about what other people are doing.
No, of course not.
And that doesn't mean I'm oblivious or ignorant. It just means I have so much of my own stuff. And if I don't, then I need to do some of my own things. Like, I don't want to waste my headspace thinking about.
But that's what I mean.
Someone else.
You can't stop. You can't help but think about someone else if it's in your face every day. You know.
Oh yeah, then it's different, I guess.
I recently deleted Twitter off my phone.
Okay.
And I only have it on my laptop now.
Okay.
Because I found myself before going to sleep just not even Instagram, scrolling through Twitter. Why the fuck do I want to scroll through Twitter? Like, I don't need to do that shit, right? So now I'll check Twitter on that. I'll get a notification, like an email, whatever, if someone's talking direct message or whatever. But anything else, it's on my laptop. Instagram, I've turned notifications off that, so I don't really see that unless I actually go on the app. But when I do go on the app, I see these things and I do have my own opinions about them. And yeah, sometimes I do judge, but I do catch myself judging and I'm like, you know what? Then I change my view on it. I'm like, you know what? Who am I to judge? Maybe that's their choice and lifestyle, whatever it is. Like, if you feel like you're judging and you don't say anything about it or you don't catch yourself, remember, like, you can change your judgment on someone and be like, okay, I'm judging, but say what you need to say afterwards, you know, make yourself clear your name basically to yourself.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's fair enough.
That's what I do.
I don't like you said, it's kind of almost human nature sometimes just to have an opinion. Like, that's just normal to have an opinion, right?
Yeah.
You'd like to think that you've trained yourself to have more positive opinions, because that's only better for you. It's not for anyone else other than yourself.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you do it, it's kind of like you kind of do it. Maybe I can only imagine that if you have a negative opinion, it's just for a laugh. It's not anything serious, because your intentions wouldn't have bad intentions in any way whatsoever.
But if someone's waiting for you to be like, oh, I've got something fucking crazy to tell you about, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll never be the person to be like holding on to something bad to tell someone.
Okay, what if it's like something that's really, if it's impacted you, it's made you feel really bad personally, then I think it's a bit different. But if it's not, if it's irrelevant to you, but you just want to spread the negativity because
that's
something should happen to someone, let me tell you about it.
But that's what it is. Like, you're back at school, gossip.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think even if you do that for jokes, then you have to like get over it. I just think if you have too much space in your mind if you're still thinking about it after a prolonged amount of time.
I agree. What more can I say? There's nothing more I can say about that.
Yeah. I think we went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, we did. It was more. It was a lot of energy there. Coming back to what the initial conversation was about productivity and you know, just having time to recharge. So what I want to take away from this conversation we just had is people take the time to recharge because you're going to feel a lot better and you won't judge as much because you're going to be spending time with yourself recharging. I feel it's when you disconnect from yourself is when you allow judgment to take over you.
Potentially.
You know, because when you start looking within, it's going to sound real spiritual and whatever it is now, but when you start looking within, I've noticed judgment just seems to just go away. You just like, you don't care. You're like, you know what? Let them do that. Dress how the fuck you want to dress. If it's minus 20 outside, you want to wear a t-shirt. I'm not wearing a t-shirt, but you do what you want to do, you know? I ain't gonna call you crazy because you might be doing the Wim Hof method and you might have some enlightenment like allows you to not feel cold. Who knows, you know? I think
you're so right, because once you start connecting with yourself and you like start looking within, I think a lot of my reflection results in me going, well, actually, I don't want someone you don't want someone to judge you negatively. Like, you just don't. It's not a nice thing. Therefore, why would I do that to someone else?
Yeah.
You know, and also that space and that time and that energy, like I keep saying, like I'd rather spend that time on myself. I'd rather fill that space in my mind with something, you know, positive or something, you know, where I'm like connecting with myself rather than wasting it for someone who is irrelevant and probably doesn't even know me, doesn't know I exist, and we don't know each other anyway.
Exactly. Just, you know what? Try and do something, guys. Get out of your comfort zone, right? When it comes to judgments like that, do something that you wouldn't normally do, or do something that you really wanted to do, but just, you know, when I can't explain this. For me, it's like if I want to wear something, I'm like, oh, this doesn't. But you know what? Now I'm just gonna wear what the fuck I want to wear, because you're gonna walk past someone, you're never gonna see them again in your life. So who cares what people think of you? Do you know what I mean? Even doing this. I'm barely gonna meet any of the people watching this video, right? Genuinely. So this is why we're doing it, because I don't care what I say, what I do, whatever it is. I'm never gonna see most of the people that watch this video.
I think getting to a level where you understand that and you stop, and you realise that other people's opinions don't matter, whether they do know you or you know them or you don't know them. It's like being okay with that. I think that's a whole nother level to get to. I think a lot of people that I know are still on that, like, oh, but I'm too scared because I feel like I'll be judged.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that's because, like, obviously I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but I just feel like sometimes if you're judging other people, it's the natural response to think they're going to judge me. It's when you stop judging other people that you think, actually, that I'm sure 99.9% of the people really couldn't give a crap about me and are not going to judge me. And I just think that in my head.
I don't give a crap about you.
This is what I have to deal with, guys.
Come on, we've been friends for 10 years now, man. Like, you should get used to this. My sarcasm is top tier sarcasm.
The thing is, it's when you know, like, I could do anything and I know that you're not going to judge me or vice versa. And that's like, that's how it should be with your friends.
Yeah, for
anyway.
Sure. For sure. Definitely. And sometimes your family, but everyone judges their family at some point.
Let's not talk about family.
You know what, let's not talk about that shit, because family is like the one
My sister
topic.
is the most savage person, but then again, I also know that she sees the side of me that no one else does as well, but she's savage. And I think siblings can be like that.
True.
It's just how it is. My mum was quite savage once, and she was like, when she comments stuff on my, like, what I wear, I'm like, how are you doing that?
You know what? I'll tell you a fucking story about my mum. Like, this is back in the day, right? We were this is when I was still at school. I brought a friend home, right? She was a female friend.
Okay.
Right? Just a pit stop at home, just to grab some water back on our walk. Mind you, I'm like 17 at the time, yeah? And my mum's at home, and I was like, oh, I might as well introduce you to my friend. And then instead of saying hello, my mum comes out with, so which one's this one then? Yo, I looked at my mum and I looked at this girl and I was like, I'm so sorry. She didn't mean to say that. And I looked, you don't understand how fucking embarrassed I was. Like, how's your mum here? How's my mum going to be like, so which one's this one then?
Well, I mean, if you were constantly bringing around different friends.
First of all, it was never like that. It was never like that, right? So
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Your mum found it probably hilarious as well after you left.
No, because then I came back to my mum after, I was like, Mum, why were you such a bitch? Like, she was like, what? I didn't say that. I was like, yeah, you did. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. She couldn't believe she said that. It probably ruined my chances, but who cares, you know? A long time ago.
I mean, I don't think that was related to judging, but that's still hilarious. I'm glad you told that story.
It's just stupid.
I mean, the most I'll get is like, I know my mum said once I overlined my lips too much.
Overlined your lips?
Yeah, okay, girls overline their lips a bit because they look bigger. Honestly, she was like, did you miss the outline of your lips? And I was just like, oh my God, okay, fine. And the funniest is when my mum said something, my sister's like, yeah, she's right. Yeah, she's right. Or I wore like these trousers with these boots, and my mum was like, I don't think they go. And then my sister was like, oh my God, what are you wearing? They don't go. And I was, yeah, you know when you're just there, just like,
I don't care though.
I don't care. Yeah, judge me, go on. Don't care.
The only people allowed to judge me is my family, because I know they do it from love.
Yeah, or
and they
for
do
their
it
own
because
entertainment.
it's just no entertainment, but it's pure honesty.
Yeah.
You know?
No one is as honest as siblings. Parents, I think, my parents will sugarcoat, or my dad doesn't have an opinion, but my mum will kind of try and say it in a nice way. My sister.
No, my mum's straight up savage. She'll tell me the truth. I'll tell my mum the truth as well. Sometimes I'll be like, Mum, you're getting fat. Straight up, I'm like, Mum, you're getting fat. Only because I love her. And she's like, you're right, I need to go for work. And now she like messages me like, oh, I've done 10,000 steps today. I was like, yeah, 6, great, it's fantastic. Because my mum used to be a proper fitness freak. She'd like wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, do her workouts, and then go to work.
Wow.
Yeah, she's working in central London. So she used to take the train from like Luton to Central. And she'd work out beforehand. And
you lived in Luton?
Yeah, I lived in Luton for a bit. But that's another story. But before we go off on a tangent, I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we should wrap that up because
we'll wrap that up.
We did go off on a billion tangents as usual. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the chat. Honestly, if you have anything to say, any comments, anything that you agree with, maybe don't agree with, drop them in the comments below.
And another thing, please like and subscribe. We always forget that, but please like and subscribe to our channel.
There's going to be like a bell or a ding or something somewhere in the
screen. It
screen.
would be a big help to us. You know, the like thing kind of changes the algorithm, so it helps us pop up.
Is that the thumbs up?
Yeah, it's a thumbs up. So yeah, like and subscribe and comment and share.
Even if you just like my snaky bodysuit.
I was going to mention that, but I thought best not judge. And on that note, see you guys next week. Bye. I've gone for the Mark Morrison look today.
That's not all you can do when Bangor comes on, okay?
What, this?
Mic check, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Well, you don't need, yeah.
Is that not what they say? I'm okay. I'm okay. In my feelings about it.
That much.
That much. No.
I thought it'd be bigger.
No, but it looks good then.
That's what she said. But I live for them jokes, by the way. I fucking live for them jokes.